Harold and the Purple Crayon. This movie is interesting because this is normally the kind of movie that I would hate, but I watched it honestly just to hate watch it and do a video for you guys, right? And I don't really have anything negative to say about this movie for the most part. I mean, there's some negative things to say about it, but like, I don't really feel comfortable like hating on this movie because honestly, watching this movie, it was perfectly fine. Like, as much as this movie's goofy because Zachary Levi is an actor I really like, but he's been getting a lot of hate for some of the movies he's in, and this is one of those examples. And I really don't get it. Like, he's fine in it. But he's just kind of there, Zachary Levi. And so, I like him as an actor. I think he's fun and he can be, charming in the movies that he's in, right? I love him in the Shazam movies. So, I do want to support this movie for that reason, too. But I think that just honestly watching this movie, the biggest takeaway from this movie is that this is, number one, it's not accurate to the book, right? They took this little baby drawing and made him a grown-ass man. But the way they deal with that in the movie I actually thought was interesting. Basically, the plot of this movie is Harold grew up and he's in his little book world where, him and his little drawing friends hang out. There's a little voice that narrates his books, and then that voice dies. And they're like, and Harold now wants to know what happened. And it's basically like a Barbie type thing where they go to the real world and then they, learn a little lesson or whatever. That's basically the plot of this movie. Imagine the Barbie movie, but for little kids and not about feminism or having really anything interesting to say. I joke a little bit, but like, this movie is just literally it's so harmless. Like, I was in a theater with a family and a group of kids and they really enjoyed the movie. Like, they weren't laughing or anything during the movie, but they were actually engaged with the movie, and that's perfect for what this movie is. This movie is like for your like 5 to or 6 to like, I don't know, 12-year-old kids to watch. That's exactly what this movie's made for, and it's fine. It's charming enough. Like, the kids, like, there's none of the acting's bad. I did think some of the subplot involving Harold learning that his book, the author of his book, is no longer with us. He's dead. And, just stuff like that. I don't know. I actually thought some of the 2D animation was good. I think the CGI was pretty bad at a lot of points within this movie. I mean, you have literal, like, Purple Crayon that can draw anything in this fucking dude's imagination, and it just looks so, like, fake. That's pretty sad. But at the same time, kids aren't really gonna care. This movie worked for who it was going for. I had a good time with it, surprisingly enough. Like, not like I would ever rewatch this movie. I pretty much forgot all this movie after getting out of the theater, honestly. Other than the little bits I'm telling you right now. But, like, that really doesn't matter, because, again, it's not made for me. It's made for kids. I feel like critics go a little too easy on kids movies, but then other times they go too hard on kids movies. They want to like trash it. And you're like, well, yeah, but like, what is there to trash? This movie is not made for us and was never going to appeal to us. I think there's shit that is actually terrible that you should criticize, like fucking Minions and shit like that. This isn't that. It was fine.